Good morning, pregame crew. How are y'all doing? I hope you're doing well. The market is pulling back. You're at the pregame show. And I will officially get started in 10 minutes, where I'll get started with indices, commodities, crypto, then movers and shakers of the day. Between now and then, I'm going to say hello to my friends and do a couple chart requests. Hey, Matthew, how dare you miss? Not acceptable. Hey, Andre, B-Hawk, Carlos. I sure will. Hey, Greg. Hey, Ed, Keith, Mighty Pawns, Topher, Nugget, Roger, bonjour, Buongiorno, Ragazzi, Carlos, sorry, I killed that. Hey, Adam. Good morning, Night Truck. Hey, Sam, Wave, Casey, Homebody, Michael, Malbask. Hey, Ken, this is the second cam day. I'm just going to do it a couple days. This is too much freaking work. Having to put on lip gloss at 6:20 in the morning. I think it's like a criminal. It's absolutely criminal. Okay, I think everything is working. All right. Microsoft has given up the goods. They got it down. So they missed on earnings, they missed on EPS, and they got it down, and they had outage last night. So let's don't make it a thing, I don't think. Hey, Ludovic, Norma, Mighty Prawns, Duke, Michael. All right, let me go back up to the top. Someone asked me to please go over AEHR. Daily uptrend, this chart looks great. Wow. Y'all can see how I drool over charts in living color now. This is beautiful. It's not perfect, but it's pretty beautiful, that little rounded bottom on this one. There's nothing bad to say about it. It's holding the hourly EMAs. You have an hourly EQ. 32.95 is your support. 34.63 is your resistance. Then 35.25. Trifecta is right, RJ, on Microsoft. Okay, Litecoin. Okay, Litecoin looks like Ethereum and Bitcoin. Potential Adam and Eve pattern forming on the hourly. That is a bullish reversal pattern. It would need to get over 88.30 to confirm. Then your next resistance would be 89.82. You have support at 87.01 and then 85.56. Potential 6-hour bear flag, I'd be careful here. If we get a bull break without a lot of follow through on that hourly Adam and Eve reversal pattern, I would look for a zoom out and potentially have a bear flag on the 6-hour. It would give more validity to that pattern. Clear 4-hour downtrend. Yeah, hit the like button, please. SQ. Well, look at you, SQ, getting your life together. Good for you. Running into the weekly 50 MA from below. Daily uptrend. RSI was overbought yesterday. 4-hour is cooling down. Bears are looking to top fish against the high of yesterday. What kind of news did they have? I love that TradingView does this now. Well, that wasn't very helpful, TradingView, but I do like that they have news. So bears are looking to top fish against the resistance high of yesterday, 81.29. Pretty weak this morning. Looks like they had news. Potential hourly bear flag. I have no idea. Hindenburg, Adani, no clue. I know Hindenburg's a big short seller, but I don't know what their beef is with Adani. Yeah, ENPH is just doing the Walmart fall apart move. You have a gap down here at 195.18. Market's pulling back a little more here. We'll officially get started in 5 minutes. I'm just getting warmed up with chart request. 319.92 is your next resistance on EMPH. Make it simple. Make it light on yourself. My ex-mother-in-law used to say, make it light on yourself. As long as the hourly EMAs are overhead, or MAs for that matter, the 50 MA included, bears are in control of this chart. And they're doing it in a methodical, systematic, beat down way, and that RSI is barely getting oversold in this massive pullback. LLY. Hey Bennett, you're killing it in Guatemala. I love reading your stories. I'm going to have major issue with these charts that got messed up yesterday with the NYSE glitch. And when you see things like that happen, back away from your keyboard and don't place trades while the computers are going nuts. If you're already in a trade, attempt to get out. But definitely, if you're not in a trade, stay away. That volatility looks very enticing, but trust me, it's a great way to get hurt. It's ruined all of our chart setups that are NYSE, so I'll do my best on this one. Jerks. That's a bad word, kids. But whoever did this is a jerk. Okay. This will help me. So that was the real range of yesterday. We broke daily support. Weekly is holding the 21 EMA by the hair of their chinny chin chin. It's green this morning, unlike a lot of the other names that we look at. Looks like they had news too. I don't like this chart on the daily, but in the shorter term time frames, I like that it's green and has relative strength in the pre-market. I don't know how much volume this is occurring on, so I don't know that I would give it a lot of legitimacy or validity. So just careful with that. I'm sorry, this chart's just really got me messed up. It's very difficult. Well, thank you, Gregory. This isn't my PJs. But that's fine if you want to think that. Do I miss my ex-mother-in-law? I still talk to her. She's wonderful, actually. This is PJ week for my Pilates class, though, so I do plan on going to Pilates tomorrow in my PJs. Aptos. You keep saying Aptos, Tim. I don't know what that is. Okay. If you could give me the acronym, it helps me help you. Help me help you. Okay, now, gotcha. Beautiful chart. Beautiful. Daily bull flag confirmed. RSI is 87. 4-hour RSI 73. Hourly RSI 84. It's getting hot in here. Now, where is my history? $17.17 is a prior resistance on Binance to be aware of. Yep, I will be going over Ethereum. The red. Oh, got it, Greg. Yeah, that is a tough one. Y'all ready to get started? Let's do this thing. Well, this is who I am. I'm Charkow Lori. If you want to give me a follow on Twitter, that'd be great, at Charkow Lori. And you can check us out on thechartguys.com. What I do here every day is I cut up just a little bit. And the rest of the time, I'm going over indices, commodities, crypto, and movers and shakers of the day. Were you ready for yesterday with those inside bars? I hope you were ready. Yesterday, it was the tone of the pregame show is, hey, we're opening up in the middle of yesterday's large range. Yesterday meaning Monday. We're opening up in the middle of that range. Be prepared for inside bars. And that's what happened. So any chart you're looking at the low of yesterday. You want that to hold. If not, most likely, you have a daily inside bar breaking bear. Look at ES. the yellow candle. And if you're interested in my chart setup, you can click on the video description below. And it's a PDF. You can receive a PDF explanation as to what are all these colors on Lori's chart. Okay, so the yellow candles are inside bars, and as you can see, we broke bear from the daily inside bar on ES. We are in a 4-hour downtrend. We are in an hourly downtrend. Microsoft guidance did not help. They missed on earnings. They missed on rev. They guided down, and they had outage last night. So it was really, what's the word for trifecta when there's 4 things that lined up against them. I have notes that are off the screen that I will refer to make sure I stay on track. And shout out to Night Truck. You are the real VIP. So he made these highlights like this kind of yellow color or whatever color that is, cream color. And that's the categories that I didn't put a check mark on because it's a push. It was tied, or I thought it was just too neutral to even give an assignment of bear or bullish to. So thank you for doing that, friend. He's created this spreadsheet for me and he keeps tweaking it. So overall, bears have it. And you're like, thanks a lot, Captain Obvious. But we are still at the weekly 50 MA overhead. And let's look at the dollar. All right. So Dan has been looking at this potential falling wedge on the dollar. And a falling wedge is typically you get a lower low, no follow through, push up, lower low, no follow through, push up. And we did not get a lower low here, but overall it has the characteristics of a falling wedge. And how this breaks will be pivotal to the market and the indices. We have an hourly higher high. Do you see how this is just a mess? This actually looks like a broadening formation. Lower high, lower low, higher high. So we just got this broadening formation here that's forming on the dollar. We need this to break bear for the markets to go up. So overall, I have a bearish tone on the day, and the dollar is trying to confirm that and get this hourly uptrend going and 4-hour. You really want to see that 4-hour get over the 50 MA. Y'all are very kind. Y'all are very, very kind. Okay. So back to ES, we broke the daily inside bar bearish, 4-hour downtrend, hourly downtrend. Now, first hourly oversold is the name of the game today. And you'll see that I have a lot of alerts for RSI hitting 30. Let's see, in the order, date created, newest first, right here. So tell me when Riot hits overbought because I want to short it. Tell me when MARA gets near 785 because there's a support at 781 I'd be interested in along there. Tell me if MARA goes hourly oversold, ES, NASDAQ. So that's the name of the game today when you're in a daily uptrend is you wait for hourly oversold to scout a daily higher low. Doesn't mean you're going to get it. And you want to always be entering on this V, on the right side of the V. And I got a question yesterday. Well, if you wait for the right side, aren't you going to miss a lot of trades? Same thing for top fishing. If you wait for that right side when the lower high is set, are you going to miss a lot of trades? Yes, you are. But I think confirmation is more important for me than just trading. I can trade off of a level. I did it yesterday, actually. This was a live trade I put in the room. So using this level here on XBI, I was live yesterday morning here. And then Dan noticed this rising wedge, which I had not noticed, and he put that under my comment. That's rough. But anyway, I took this top fish of $88.95 against $89 psych and this $88.90 resistance, and that's without confirmation because I had a rising wedge going into that resistance. So I had a couple things lining up for me, and that's why I took that short. Typically, I want to wait for the right side for a trend change confirmation. Well, the trend change came on the loss of this 2-minute higher low here of 88.84. So my entry wouldn't have been as great. So you can either enter right at a level And I like those when we have a bearish pattern leading into that resistance or a bullish pattern leading into that support. You can enter like that or wait for trend change confirmation. So if it's a swing, I would wait for trend change confirmation. If it's a day trade and you're only risking pennies, then go for it. I hope I made sense. If not, I'll do better. All right, let's go to NASDAQ. NASDAQ is weak as you would anticipate. Oh, we've already broken that support. With Microsoft earnings, is hourly oversold yet? Nope, we're at 33. So let's see. 11690 would be hourly oversold, and that matches up this support here. 11,67175 and 11,652. That may be the area to scout a daily higher low on NASDAQ. I'm going to toggle that off. So we have 30-minute bear flags confirming on ES, on NASDAQ, RTY. RTY broke its low of 1881, next support 1869. Hourly RSI is at 33. Dow, 30-minute bear flag confirming, or hourly bear flag confirming, 33,474 is your next support. Resistance 33,788. This one's interesting. So we have been talking about how the Dow has been super weak all last week and this week, but look at this. We actually got a 4-hour higher high, and we're still in a 4-hour uptrend. That YM is definitely stronger than the rest. And you can see the hourly RSI is not as close to oversold. VIX, for me, this favors market bulls because we're going from a higher high to a lower low and then V-shaping up. These are my ideal scenarios to short against 2047. So for me, this is a point in favor of market bulls. And if you look here, I gave a green check to VIX because we're V-shaping from a lower low, testing that 2047. Yo. How are you, Joe? Good morning, Trey. Market's still pulling back. The US 10-year could be an inverse head and shoulders. Oh, I need to show y'all bonds too. So this could be an inverse head and shoulders on US 10-year. That is bearish the market. And let's go look at bonds. That actually looks best on 12-hour. Look at this head and shoulders here that we have forming on bonds. This is bearish the market. So US 10-year, inverse head and shoulders on the daily, potential bullish reversal pattern. That's bearish NASDAQ for US 10-year, and bonds, 12-hour head and shoulders, bearish bonds. That's bearish the market. I think I got that right. Hang Seng was closed again last night. I'm assuming they opened tonight. I'm not 100% sure. If that's important to you, you can look it up. DAX is down 0.46%. So if you look at my handy dandy table, I have DAX checked off as bearish. All right, Bitcoin. Bitcoin is that glimmer of hope for bulls for me, for market bulls. This is an Adam and Eve potential bullish reversal pattern. We just covered this on Litecoin. We need to get over 22774 to break bull, and Ethereum's already broken bull. So Ethereum and Bitcoin are much stronger than the market, but this still could be a 6-hour bear flag. You get the picture. Potential 6-hour bear flag on Ethereum, and Bitcoin is still holding those 6-hour EMAs. These bulls are relentless on Bitcoin, and for me, that's a risk-on environment, and that tells me that don't give up on market bulls just yet. Nice tight 6-hour EQ, probably good on the 12-hour too. Yep, nice 12-hour EQ on Bitcoin. Bulls want to see a break of 22774 and follow cousin Ethereum, or brother or sister Ethereum. Gaps tend to act as magnets? Yes. It's a great question. I'm glad you asked. So if I don't know if I can go back that far quickly. If you go back on the Netflix chart, and it's always a chart for me to look at to remind myself that gaps aren't always filled. We have a large gap here at 1483 back from 2013. That has never filled. Never filled. So are you telling me Netflix is going to go back to $15? Maybe. I don't know. But just that's a great reminder. Netflix is always the chart that I go back to because it has so many gaps below us. They tend to act as magnets, but they don't always have to get filled. And now your next gap is up at overhead at 37999. 37999. There we go. Sorry. I have a Saturday Night Live skit going through my head right now. Simmer down now. Simmer down now. Oh, God. I'm so embarrassed that y'all can see my face when I have these little moments, we'll call them. All right, let's look at gold. Gold is weak, potential hourly bear flag, 4-hour EQ, resistance 1940, support 1918. All right. So gold may be at an area. Oh, that's what I wanted to show y'all. I look at chat and then I just lose my spot. This isn't as nice and neat as I would like for it to be. It actually looks better on the 2-hour, I think. Yeah, a little bit better on the 2-hour. But this does have a head and shoulders vibe to it. So I like a top fish of gold against 1940. I hope some of you got that oil short yesterday. That was my best trade of the day yesterday. So gold, I think, would be the commodities trade that I like the most to short gold on a bounce, looking for a dollar to potentially break bull. Simmer down now. I know that it's just, that's one of the best skits ever on Saturday Night Live. So oil continues its downward trajectory. Daily EQ tightens up. We had here 82.66, higher low, lower high, and now we're looking to form a potential higher low compared to 78.45. We have this double top here, so oil could tighten the rest of the week. We have inventory today at 8:30 my time, 10:30 Eastern. Nat gas somebody has thrown out the baby with the bathwater when it comes to nat gas. They are hating on it. Pure destruction mode. Nat gas bears, I guess I'm saying they woke up and they chose violence on that Sunday night gap up. They absolutely chose violence. We actually have a support here at 3068, the level that we hit overnight. That is actually a support from, oh, just trust me, it's from 2 years ago. That was it the armpit lady? No, that wasn't the armpit lady, but yes. I know who you're talking about, Molly Shannon. Potential 15-minute bear flag on nat gas. It is super weak. This gap up was just an absolute gift for bears here Sunday night. They have taken it to the woodshed. There's no reason to get long. Zero. Don't be a hero. We don't give any trophies, Oscars, gold stars, none of that for bottom fishing these super bearish setups. Wait for bulls to prove something on a shorter term time frame. You need friends with you on the trade. Superstar, yes, that was it with Molly Shannon. Okay, Apple. I wanted to call this a head and shoulders earlier in my notes, but this was too pointy. It didn't meet the criteria, and this 143.41 happened in after hours. So when I really looked at it and studied, let's turn this off. We just have a nice, neat EQ here on the hourly. 143.32, higher low 140.30, lower high 143.16 with enough room for a higher low compared to 140.30. This will be the chart to watch today. So yesterday's low 140.30, let me put an alert there. As long as we're holding 140.30, I'm not expecting a complete rollover on the market as long as Apple can hold yesterday's low. Hold that line. Amazon got a downgrade, but sometimes we just got to apply critical thinking skills. When we look at, where was it? Here, Amazon, Bernstein, which, by the way, who the heck is that? It's not like it's Bank of America or Wells Fargo or anything. Who's Bernstein? Cuts it to $120. That's 20% above where we are right now. So that's actually a good thing. They cut their target, but it's still above where price is right now. So for me, it's kind of like one of those backhanded compliments. We're approaching 92.86 on Amazon. Amazon is getting the brunt of the Microsoft bearish correlation. Amazon dropped hard on Microsoft earnings. I don't know what part of Microsoft's business is like Amazon that they got that correlation and how that happened, but a lot of us noticed that Amazon dropped harder with Microsoft than other names. 92.86 is your support to keep this daily EQ going. Below 92.86, you have a gap. Speaking of gaps, you have a gap here and a gap here. 90.19 and 86.40. Ain't that true, Andre? If you could hit that like button, by the way, I'd greatly appreciate it. So Amazon daily EQ threatened today. Super important. Let me write it out. It's important that Apple holds yesterday's low. Amazon holds daily EQ higher low. And XLF holds 35.30. Those are our keys for the day. If you want to know what are the key charts to watch today, in my opinion, these three are it. Oh, AWS. See, y'all are so smart. I knew y'all would know it. I knew it. 140.64 is your support on Tesla. It was really hard to write anything bearish about Tesla this morning, and they were down more than most. But this 4-hour chart is so healthy. There's nothing wrong with this. We're holding the 8 EMA, not even the 21 EMA, the 8. Super strong. So if we get an hourly oversold, let me set my alert. You better believe I will be buying Tesla on an hourly oversold. I will be scouting it. I'll wait for trend change confirmation, and I would want the market to be somewhat strong in order for me to enter along. If the market's pulling back hard, I won't be looking at Tesla regardless of how oversold it gets. AVGO. Okay, AVGO had some bearish news that their VMware acquisition is in question now. And when I looked at it, it had a nice clear daily double top. Here, 587.56, and yesterday we hit 586.69. I like this for a top fish. So they had somewhat bearish news, and you have a daily double top. I would like to short this on a bounce. Well, ES just hit 1 hour oversold. Now we have to wait for trend change confirmation on ES. Google. What did I have written down on Google? Top fish setup, reverse back burner. They had bad news yesterday about some federal agency or whatever, somebody looking into them. Oh, thank you, Mello. I appreciate it. I have members that message me and keep me in the know. I really, really appreciate that. So Google first 5-minute overbought or 15-minute overbought for me is an auto short. I should never say that. It's not an automatic short. If the market's going up hard, I'm not going to be shorting Google. I'm not that blonde. I'm not even really that blonde anymore. Okay, so I'm going to set my alert for 5-minute overbought. Tell me when it's approaching overbought and I will scout a potential short. MARA, I'm looking for first hourly oversold here. And I have my alert set. You saw it set at 785, 4 pennies before the 781. And that is the general area for that first hourly oversold. XLF. XLF. So we have this support here, the low of yesterday, 35.30. Well, you could even say 35.27 because that low is right behind it. It is imperative that bulls hold 35.27 on a pullback to keep this lower high from being confirmed. If this lower high is confirmed, then weekly lower highs are the more likely scenario for ES. Then that weekly lower high is most likely set if XLF loses 35.27. Can you see how we're connecting the dots of two different charts? Because XLF is such a major player in ES. If XLF sets a daily lower high, then ES weekly lower high is most likely set. And so I have my alert set for 35.30, and then I'll be watching XLF, and I will become more bearish on the indices. Okay, so I think that was all my Queen of the Mountain. Unreal for real, I actually do. So if you look at our YouTube channel, we have a video how to set up your chart like Dan or Lori. So just Google that and you should be able to find it on our YouTube channel, and it shows you, it walks you step by step, Jungle Funk Joey does, step by step how to set your chart up if you're interested in my setup. Gotcha, Chris. AMD. FOMC is next Wednesday. So we have Tesla earnings after hours. Dang it, I forgot to mention that. I hope everyone knows that. So if you're trading Tesla today, I'd avoid options because the premiums are juiced. And we have FOMC meeting next Wednesday. So Tesla earnings today, GDP tomorrow, PCE Friday, and FOMC next Thursday. Now that is next Wednesday. That is an alphabet soup. GDP, PCE, FOMC. All right, AMD. Daily inside bar yesterday, which is pretty good considering they got a pretty big downgrade yesterday. So daily inside bar, we're breaking bear. So that's bearish. I would look for 5 and 15 minute overbought conditions to short on AMD. Good morning, High Times. RKLB. Hi, Whiskey 911. So I see what you're saying. So typically if someone asks, is something a head and shoulders or something a cup and handle, whatever, let me just draw over here in the black area. If it's a reversal pattern, I want it at the top of an uptrend, or I want it at the bottom of a downtrend if it's a reversal pattern, okay? So location inside the trend or location relative to the trend is super important in pattern identification. So you have the pattern. Is the pattern legit? And is it in the right location? So 9 times out of 10, when someone asks me, is this a such and such? I say yes, because I see what they're saying, typically. Is it in the right location? That's the one that gets answered no more often. So cup and handle is a continuation pattern. You should find a cup and handle at the top of a trend, not at the bottom of a trend. So then we throw cup and handle out the window, and then we just say, okay, what's going on with price action? What's the more likely scenario? Well, not that. This. The most likely scenario is a daily lower high relative to 568. That is the more likely scenario. So we have this wide range. So odds favor, this is either a bear flag and we break bear, or we get a decent bounce and we set a lower high. Those are the two more highly probable scenarios, not zipping up to a higher high. That's the least probable scenario. Doesn't mean it can't happen, especially on news. Is this a pharmaceutical? No, aerospace. So just some things to keep in mind is what's the location of the pattern. And in an ideal world, I'm spending more time on this, Whiskey, because you said you're new, and I love helping new traders. This is what a cup and handle ideally would look like, okay? You're at the top of an uptrend. You have a rounded bottom where bulls played great defense at defending the territory from the bears, and the handle is actually a bull flag. That is the ideal cup and handle, and this is a double top. That's the textbook cup and handle, and then you would get that bull break continuation pattern. Let me show you one. Look at this. This was pretty ideal cup and handle. At the top of a pattern was Pfizer on the yearly chart. They had a beautiful cup and handle. And the other one that stands out that had a beautiful cup and handle on a very large time frame. Was it this one? I thought it was cleaner than that. Well, this isn't clean. This isn't an ideal one, but that is a nice cup and handle. If it had stopped at 1923 and then got the bull flag, that would have been ideal. But this rounded bottom just told you these bulls they mean business and they're playing defense. You're welcome. Thanks for being here. Hey, William, if you're interested in my chart setup, you can click on the link below in the video description to receive a PDF explanation as to what all this stuff is on my chart. GNS. Daily inside bar yesterday. Careful, careful, careful. Big volume, pumps it up, and then you know how this normally ends. Hourly downtrend, we're fighting to hold the 50 MA here. Resistance at 473 and then 550. Key support today will be $4 and then $3.92. I don't trust these kind of moves. If you got a piece of it, congratulations. But it's not something I'd hang on to saying, oh, we're going to get another wonderful day. Look at that. That ended in a trail of tears. That ended in a trail of tears. That ended in a trail of tears. So what's the more likely scenario here? You fill in the blank. Hi, not Jacob. It's great to see you too. Thank you. All right, y'all. That's it for me. I am going to wrap it up here. Hit the like button. Give me a follow on Twitter at ChartGalLori. And I probably won't show my face for a while again because this is a lot of work this time of day and it's distracting for me. I want to focus on charts and not as my hair looks crazy, which it kind of does. All right. Love y'all. You stop losses.